Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Happy Monday to you, and happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, or sons with mothers, fathers with wives, the whole thing. Thank you again so much for just being awesome parts of our life, and thank you too for being an amazing part of my life as well. While I don't have a ton of female subscribers according to the statistics on YouTube, I do deeply appreciate it nonetheless. So thanks again so much, and appreciate all the wonderful support I've been receiving too. This weekend was a chunky one. Okay, let me go ahead and show you a quick little depiction of what happened this weekend. So Thursday comes around, looks like a good investment. Everyone goes all in. Takes a small dip, healthy correction. Okay, it's looking like this is getting boring. Time to sell everything throughout the weekend. And the price just goes straight up. Oh man, this is just completely garbage. But again, this is the kind of market that we're in right now that big money is involved, right? So again, while we can't blame it all on big money, it's still very manipulated right now. So low leverage, low position sizing is king. We didn't get stopped out of any of our trades, even though they were fairly close in a couple of ways. But again, the main reason why is because we use low leverage, low position size and don't get too crazy with our stop losses. So anyways, I'm mentioning that because it's okay, folks. This is kind of unfortunately par for the course. And it's really hard to anticipate these kind of things. Good news is we got some confirming factors here that I want to discuss, some key levels on the larger time frames that should have some bearing here. So just keep in mind that's essentially what we're looking at there. So let's quickly look at liquidation levels on the back end. Oh, and before we get started, please comment below. More importantly, just hit the like button, folks. It really helps grow the channel and get this in front of more people who deserve it. Take a look here at the last 7 days of liquidation heat map for Bitcoin. Let's take a look here. So as we talked previously, that low level at 60,000 didn't get swept. Keep in mind, these are more leveraged positions that just entered the market roughly 2 or 3 days ago. We tried to take a long at 60,000, didn't get filled. 60,200 was the lowest point. Okay, so hypothetically, for those who are actually in profit right now, congratulations. But hypothetically, have we gotten filled? Would be in a pretty good spot right now, and that's okay. Hindsight's 20/20. You can never get filled on everything, and it's never a perfect situation. But what I'm getting at here is that low level isn't really a massive concern for me because those are more recent, not dated, so to speak. Whereas we look at larger time frames, majority of that lower liquidation levels have been satisfied, minus 57,000, which is still a thing, but I personally don't think we're going to see that. However, again, based on the recent ways in which things progress with the price action, 5% correction, $1.5 billion sold off in 15 minutes, you kind of just get used to it. I know it sounds weird, but you just kind of get numb and weird about it. Or, it is weird, and it's strange to not feel anything other than just like kind of violated when this stuff happens. I get it, folks. Trust me. I wasn't too happy when I saw the significant bleed out yesterday. Speaking of bleeding out, talk about this here. Bitcoin dominance is retesting its upper range here for its resistance. We had a massive upswing with Bitcoin literally didn't do anything. Just all the alts just started dumping for no reason. Again, when that happens, folks, not much you can really do to control it. Again, just a lot of it's like kind of foreshadowing and like putting yourself in a better position not to over leverage or over take too many trades. Honestly, I wish we hadn't taken so many trades here recently because it was a concerning factor, right? We're at break even and or back in the green with our average position, so it's all good. But once more, again, I don't like to cut it that close, and right now the market it's giving us a lot of false positives. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, Bitcoin dominance increasing like this and Bitcoin price going sideways or up rather does incentivize some altcoins to pull back. So if you're not familiar with that, just check our education section in the Discord just so you can kind of understand. Right now we're seeing Bitcoin dominance up and Bitcoin price up. Alts generally go down in this situation. They're not going down right now because they went down so far. They have to have that knee-jerk reaction, that common recovery because they just got ripped down. Like for example, Nero Protocol, like this guy bled out for like the last 3 days straight, and just out of nowhere it's going on a tear. It's up 6% on the day. I'll cover that one later, but just generally speaking, that's an example of how the market's responding right now. It's really weird. Okay, so anyways, just trying to normalize the weirdness, folks. That's all I'm trying to say. Really quick to note here, just before we go on to the daily, we do have a falling wedge breakout here essentially, so this is a very good sign, breaking free from that initial descending trend line. We've got a larger term trend line here I want to kind of focus on, pay attention to. This was one I kind of highlighted to our community, and just how important it is here. In other words, we do break this level here. I was kind of paraphrasing that. We could see somewhere in the range of 70,000 plus. The truth is we have a lot of resistance here at 67,000. We got to recognize that that's a thing. But breaking this descending trend line should put us in a position to test that $67,000 level. and potentially see a retracement there back down to 63K and then back up. That would be an ideal, perfect case scenario. Again, is it going to work out that way? The odds are very low, just the way that the market's moving. But that's still something to be mindful of. Anyways, here's some good macro stuff here. Again, we're retesting 50 on the RSI, money flow index is increasing, stochastic swinging up, and MACD is converging after an MACD-FU. So uniquely enough, after everything that just happened, we are looking fairly decent on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. Okay, so again, that's how manipulation is unique. It's just very strange, but no matter how you look at it, we're above 3 out of 4 moving averages at this juncture. If we close at 63,000 or 62.5 or higher today, we should be in decent shape to see a continuation. But again, getting above this descending trend here, to me, is fairly important. We've broken this short-term trend line, which is great, but the longer-ish term trend line, we need to be able to close soundly above that. So again, 63.5, 64K, something along those lines would be fantastic in the next couple of trading days, okay? Now again, it doesn't mean you just go hard and fast with that. We want to look at other confirming factors, but that's generally how it works. Quickly to note, let's jump into the weekly just to kind of recognize this here. We are starting to see stochastic swinging up. I talked about this previously being a very positive sign. Every time we've seen stochastic swing up within the last 6 to 12 months, we've seen the price action do very good things afterwards. Stochastic swing, and the price goes up a decent margin. I forget what the percentage is there, but it's somewhere around 100% from bottom to top, okay? Same thing here. Take a look at this. Stochastic swing up. You can see the price action take off there. Again, just as a summary here, this isn't exact, but maybe 70-75% correction there, okay? Hypothetically, we get this stochastic swing right now, which we're seeing, we could see somewhere in the range of, I don't know, 100,000, 120,000. I know that's a bit of a stretch. Some people are not on board with that idea, but I still think 100K is possible this year. And this does kind of lead us to that consideration. Now, granted, MACD's diverging. That's one thing, but me personally, on the weekly divergence, you don't really see that. I've studied a lot of MACD divergences in the past with larger time frames, and generally speaking, the weekly doesn't really give us too much indication. We're still above all moving averages too here as well, 58,000 being the 20-day SMA on the weekly. So again, mainly looking very positive. Again, I'm highlighting the positive, not the negative, of course. There's still some disadvantageous things there. So you want to look at things abstractly, but on the same accord, the positive stuff is more, weighs more than the negative. Okay, and again, when you take a look at all the different time frames, you're trying to identify, points of control, which we've talked about, areas of resistance, everything. Kind of just add everything up together and make an informed decision. Again, as we see, like last Thursday, for example, we took a few altcoin trades with full-on confirmation. Bitcoin is looking magnificent, and then of course this guy happens here, and this price just tanks, and you really cannot control that. Okay, again, that came out of nowhere, quite literally. Anyways, what I'm getting at here is the 4-hour time frame is also looking bullish. We're over 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is high. MACD converging, stochastic swinging up above all moving averages. This is probably a best case scenario that you'd want to identify on any type of 4-hour time frame. So there's really nothing here. Oh, correction, I'm sorry. I forgot the 200-day SMA. That is right there, concurrent with this descending trend that I talked about. Okay, so sorry. I guess I got a little ahead of myself there. Most things are looking good, minus that one caveat, which we're aware of, which is working concurrent with that descending trend. So again, that's something that we want to be mindful of. That's all the more reason why closing above this level here is extremely important. We do have a nice little flaggish pattern here, or more so a pennant pattern here forming. While it's not perfect, it does look like it does want to continue further up. Hourly time frame looks pretty solid here. We take a look at the cloud. Everything's in green, good shape, green lights to leave your long position open. So those who got in at low 60,000, as I recommended, congrats. I would hold your position open, adjust your stop loss higher. Those who were in their altcoin trades that we took on, Thursday through Sunday, I would just adjust your stop loss higher there too, secure profits, maybe consider closing some of those trades. But also, we're at break even or in the green for most of those. Bitcoin's exuding a lot of positive behavior here, contrary to how nonsense it was recently. So pending the fact that we don't see $1.6 billion in liquidation in 15 minutes again, we should be in pretty good shape to retest this level and continue higher. Okay. Again, but this stuff you really cannot control. Everything else looks pretty solid here. Again, I know, probably a little gun shy, right? Last time I said we were solid, the price tanked by about 5% in 1 hour. I get it. That frustrated me too. But you know what, folks? This is cryptocurrency. It's a fairly unregulated market, and it's never going to cease to amaze you. That's all I can say there. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. I would say just again, Bitcoin looking pretty solid here for the most part. Let's be patient and wait for confirmation above this larger term trend line and kind of go from there. I hope you learned something today. Again, if you have, comment below. Please hit the like button. Let us know you're in good shape, and look forward to seeing the next one. Deeply appreciate you watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. Bye-bye.